I've seen stasher bags online and they piqued my interest. I've been looking at ways to cut my household waste, and I'm always looking for things that could possibly save me money. I wanted to give stasher bags a try, but wow, they're expensive. But I got one for this video, and I'm going to let you know whether I think they're a useful alternative to plastic zip bags, and if I think they're worth the money. Hi, I'm Cindy from Smart Family Money. I help you learn how to shop smarter, save money, and save time so you can get back to changing the world. So what is a stasher bag? Well, here's one. And here's the packaging it came in. It is a silicone version of a zip top bag. It's meant to be an alternative to plastic Ziplock bags. One difference with a stasher bag and a plastic Ziplock, though, is if you get air in the stasher bag and you squeeze it, it will pop open. They are not truly watertight. The instructions say you should put your items inside and then squeeze the air out and then seal it. And if you do that, it is less likely to pop open. But I'm not so sure I would trust the waterproofness of a stasher bag. One thing I was curious about with the packaging is it does say it is pure platinum silicone. I thought, is this some kind of crazy marketing term? But I looked it up, and platinum silicone is actually different. It's another term for medical grade silicone, and it is a different process than your typical food grade silicone. And it lasts longer, and it will not lose its shape over time like some other types of silicone. So there actually is a difference. So let's take a look at some different things that you could use a stasher bag for. This one is the sandwich size, so obviously you could put a sandwich in it. But for me, I'd kind of rather have a firm container for a sandwich, especially with the kids, because I know it's just going to get squished if I put it in something soft. But if you're used to using Ziploc bags for sandwiches, this could be a decent alternative to that. Another thing that you might want to use it for is snacks on the go. The problem, though, is it's going to have to be only dry snacks. I would not trust this, especially like in a backpack with anything wet, because you don't know for sure if it's going to stay sealed. Some other uses that stasher talk about are you can use it to boil food. You can put your food inside of it, seal it up, and put it in boiling water. It can also be used in that way for sous vide cooking. It's not something I've done myself, so I didn't actually try out that feature. Another thing they talk about is that you could use it in the oven, but I can't really see why you'd want to bake in a bag in the oven. The next thing you could do with it is cook in the microwave with it. Now, I did try this out because I'd heard you could make popcorn in it, and I thought, well, that's an interesting idea. So I put a little bit of oil and some popcorn kernels in there, and I cooked it for a few minutes, and it actually did come out really well. And so that could be a good no-waste alternative to buying microwave popcorn, but I have a microwave popcorn bowl that I use in my microwave anyway, so I don't really see the use of the stasher bag for that for me personally. The next thing that you could use it for is freezing things. This is something I was interested in because I do use Ziploc bags in the freezer. I like to make things like taco meat or to store different meats. And one of the things I tried this with is I like to make my own homemade pizza sauce, and I store it in portions so that we can use it for our pizza nights. So I stored the pizza sauce in here, and it worked really well. And then I was able to just pop it in the microwave to get it thawing. So that was an okay use. But to replace all of the Ziplocs I use in my freezer would be pretty expensive with the stasher bags, so I'm not sure I would do that long term. The next use you could have for stasher bags is packing things in suitcases. I think this might be kind of handy. You could put in some toiletries or makeup or whatever small things in your suitcase in your stasher bag. But again, the problem with the stasher bag compared to a plastic Ziploc is you can't depend on their water tightness. So if you had anything that could potentially be wet, you wouldn't want to put it in the stasher bag. You'd be better off with a typical Ziploc bag. Also, I did check into the TSA requirements because I wondered if you could use a stasher bag as your TSA liquids bag in a carry-on, but the requirements seemed kind of unclear, and I'm not sure if the silicone is allowed because in some places they do say it needs to be specifically a plastic Ziploc bag. Before I got the stasher bag, I was curious about cleaning. I wondered how difficult it would be to clean a bag like this. Well, after I put the pizza sauce in the freezer, I was excited to try it out. So I just gave it a little rinse in the sink, and then I put it on the top rack of the dishwasher like this. I just opened it up and put it where you put the glasses in the top of the dishwasher. I was pleasantly surprised that it did come out quite clean. So it was actually shockingly easy to clean it. That wasn't really a problem. The last thing to consider about the stasher bags is their price. I couldn't believe that I paid $12 for one bag. That's a lot. When I compared it to the price of plastic Ziploc bags, it's equivalent to about 120 freezer Ziploc brand bags. So it would take quite a while to make back the price of a stasher bag, but since they are supposed to last essentially forever, you probably would eventually break even on them. The good news is there are also some cheaper alternatives. I took a look on Amazon to see what sorts of other similar silicone bags there were, and I ordered this other brand. It came in a 2-pack with ones that stand up, and the 2-pack was $12 for 2 of them, so it was $6 for each of them. I kind of like this shape because it can stand up if you put some snacks in it, and the smaller one actually fits in the car cup holder, which is kind of handy if you had some snacks in the car. But these seem to be a pretty comparable quality to the stasher bags for about half the price. So if this is something you're interested in, there are cheaper alternative brands out there to the stasher brand. I'm going to include some links below to the stasher bag and to some of the cheaper alternatives if you'd like to check those out. So please see my links below. So overall, would I recommend a stasher bag? For me, I felt like it was sort of a product that didn't really have a use in my household. I was trying them out. We had them for over a month in my house, and I was really trying to use them for all the different things I could possibly use them for. And it just always felt like the wrong tool for the job. I had lots of other things that I could use instead of these for those purposes that did the job better. So for me, I don't think I'm going to be buying any more of these, but I'll hang on to the ones I have, and I think they'll probably come in handy occasionally. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.